All right. Hello, everybody. Thanks for joining us for Mindful Monday. So this is the second week we are jumping in and talking about on Mondays the idea of mindfulness. And as we do this, just a quick recap if you didn't get a chance to join us last week. What is mindfulness? Mindfulness is simply our ability to be present. You know, it sounds simple, but it's actually pretty challenging. Our ability to be present. In fact, recently when Dr. Mike and I shot one of the videos that we put out, I think it was for our 14-day challenge, we talked about the difficulty of being in the present. Like we so often find ourselves either being consumed by the past, like where our thoughts and our feelings and our experience is just caught up in things that have already happened. And again, we're consumed in a way that we're thinking about the past. Or equally as often, we're consumed by the future. We're worried and we're nervous and we're anxious. We're thinking about things that haven't happened yet, and we get spun up in the midst of that. And what we find ourselves is that either way, whether it's something in the past or something in the future, what it robs us of or it challenges us of is our ability to be present. So every Monday, we're practicing mindfulness. We're going to just pause for a few moments as we kick off the week and spend some time being present. So I hope today is just like every time we do this, it's something practical, something that we can take with us and not just practice right now, but something that we can do on a daily basis. And so today for our Mindful Monday, we're going to talk about mindful observation. Mindful observation, it's just like it sounds. It's our ability to be mindful or to pay attention, or we talked about to be present, in this case in the way of something that we can observe. And so today we're gonna use our senses. We're gonna talk about our sight, touch, smell, sound, any way that we can engage our senses to observe. Okay, so here's what we're gonna do before we jump into this is we're gonna practice a breathing exercise just to help us kind of get centered, help us get focused. So the first thing I want you to do is just make sure that you're in a comfortable place, you're in a comfortable position. If you need to turn off a screen or a TV, or if there's noise in the background that you can eliminate, just want you as much as you can kind of focus in without having the distractions around you. Okay, so if you've kind of found your comfy position and you're in a distraction-free place, here's what we want to do. I just want you to put your hand over your heart. Just for a moment, I want you maybe to feel your heartbeat. And we're going to practice breathing. So we're going to breathe in through our nose and out through our mouth. We're going to breathe in and out. We're going to breathe in and breathe out. As we do this a few more times, I want you to keep your hand over your heart. I just want you to kind of pay attention to what's happening, whether it's with your heart beating or your chest moving. And this time I want you to close your eyes as we do this together. We're going to breathe in and we're going to breathe out. And as we do that, we're just going to silently or kind of quietly to ourselves, we're going to count to 4. So let's do this again. Breathe in. 2, 3, 4, and breathe out. 2, 3, 4, and again in. 2, 3, 4, and out. 2, 3, 4. All right, I don't know about you, but I'm already starting to feel a little bit more grounded, a little bit more centered, and a little bit more present. So as I mentioned today, we're gonna go through a mindful observation. So as I talked about, we're going to get ourselves comfortable, which we already have. We're going to do these breathing exercises like we just completed. And as we do this, we're gonna do what I often call the 3-3 exercise. Okay, so what is the 3-3 exercise? So we're gonna focus on 3 different things using 3 different senses. Okay, so this will make sense as we kind of walk through this together. So the first thing is, the first sense we're gonna engage is our hearing. So here's what I want you to do. We're going to close our eyes. For a moment, we're just going to be silent. And as we're silent, we're going to listen for 3 different things. So even though you found a quiet place, a distraction-free place, I bet you'll be able to hear something. So let's go ahead and do this together. So I stop talking, and we're going to have a moment of silence. Just listen with your eyes closed for these 3 things. Okay, go ahead and open your eyes up if you would again. I don't know about you, but I was able to hear 3 distinct different things. So I'm just going to share with you what I heard, and then I just want you to kind of maybe note to yourself those things that you heard. So the first thing I heard, it sounded like maybe there was a truck going by in the road that's not too far from our office here. It sounded like maybe it was a large box truck of some kind. Then I also heard a faint voice coming from one of the other offices. And then the third thing, it took me a little bit to kind of really pay attention and really kind of focus in for a moment. But I heard what sounded like the air handler or the air conditioner, something kind of kicking in. I heard a very quiet, faint fan sound. All right, so I know you can't share with me directly the 3 things that you heard, but write them down, pay attention, or if you want to, you can get in our community chat and you can let us know that way. But just note for a second the 3 things that you heard. Okay, the next sense we're going to engage is the sense of sight. So this time, of course, I want you to keep your eyes open. And I just want you to look around the room that you're in. And I want you to identify 3 different things. And as you do that, one at a time, not just identify something, but as the exercise that we're doing, observe. Make an observation about these things. Okay, so I'm gonna do this with you. So the first thing I see is across from me. It's off camera. You can't see it, but there is a small vase with a plant in it. And so what I notice about this is the plant actually has some rocks in it. So I can't see the dirt, but I can see the rocks on top of the dirt. I also noticed that the plant is a very kind of rich green color. And the window, the lighting of it, I can see kind of different shades of green coming off the light. Okay, the second thing I can see is I can see my coffee cup that I left over on the desk. Again, off camera, you can't see it there. But what I noticed about it is it's a coffee cup from one of the Disney parks. And so I'm noticing the Disney logo on it. Noticing just the size of the cup. It's, I would say, probably 16-ounce coffee cup. And then one other thing is I'm looking around the room. I'm making an observation. I observe that there's a bookshelf off to the other side of the room. And there's a number of books. It looks like there's 4 shelves. One of the shelves has a picture at the very top shelf has a picture on it. The next one has a number of books that kind of vary in different size and different heights. The shelf below that, there's more books. It looks like those books on that shelf are actually organized maybe by height because they all seem to be about the same height as one another. Okay. Hopefully, you're looking around the room and you're doing just exactly what I did, right? We're doing a mindful observation of our environment, right? What's around us? What can we see? All right, and then the last of what I call the 3-3, we're going to engage our sense of touch. So just sitting or standing right where you are, you don't have to move. I just want you to be able to experience the touch of 3 different things. And as you do that, pay attention, right? Make an observation. So as an example, I'm gonna touch the shirt that I'm wearing. This long sleeved. It's cold out here today, or at least it feels that way here in Florida. And so I have this long sleeve. It's kind of a fleece. It's soft. The other things I can touch is this microphone right in front of me. It's got a very different texture than my shirt does. At the top of it, it's got some rigid parts to it, and smooth as I kind of touch farther down the microphone. The base of it actually feels like a little bit different texture than the body of it. Okay, and then the last thing is right in front of me. I have this square with the Live Well logo on it, used as a coaster. But as I'm feeling it, the front of it is very smooth and rather soft. But the back I think is made out of cork, and so it has a little bit of texture to it. Okay, so take a second if you haven't already, and just find 3 things that are right there in front of you, close to you, whether it's something on your person or if it's something close. I want you to do what I did. Okay, so just to recap for a moment, this idea of the 3-3 exercise. So we were able to engage 3 of our senses, right? Our sense of hearing as we listened, our sense of sight as we were able to look around the room and identify and make observations about those 3 things we did. And then our sense of touch as we were able to touch something on our person or something close to us and make observations about them. So again, we were able to engage 3 of our senses, and we were able to identify 3 different ways or make 3 different observations within each of those senses. Again, what I just simply call the 3-3 exercise. Here's a few things that I love about this exercise, and you can practice this later today or any day. So the first is it's super easy and super accessible. Right? You can do it anytime. You can do it anywhere. One of the other things that I love about this exercise, the 3-3 exercise, is that oftentimes you can do it without making some big announcement that you're actually doing it. So if you're having a moment, maybe you're feeling a little anxious, you're feeling a little unsettled, maybe your mind is wandering, and you just feel like you need to kind of recenter, you feel like you need to take an additional step to be present, this is a great exercise for that. And 3 things you can hear, 3 things you can see, 3 things you can feel. All right, I hope that this was a helpful exercise for us to walk through today. As I mentioned at the beginning, already feeling a little bit more centered, a little bit more grounded, and a little bit more present. So I would encourage you to do this again later today, sometime later this week. The idea of practicing these moments of being present. Additionally, I just want to let you know that in the Live Well coaching platform, there's what we call mindful moments. And you can actually go in and you can find these videos and you can follow along. And it gives examples just like this exercise and others. So I encourage you again, mindful moments, it's inside the Live Well coaching platform. And then lastly, I want to invite you back for Wednesday. Every Wednesday, we're doing Wellness Wednesday. So Dr. Mike will be on video Wednesday, 12:15 Eastern Standard Time, as he gives some helpful content and some insightful information about wellness. It was great to spend these few moments with you guys today. Hope you have a wonderful rest of your day and continue to take steps to live in the present.